Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today's story is terrifying and thrilling at the same time. So make sure to stick around till the end for the whole truth. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss any new stories. The old woman was sitting by the window. Her house had been in this family for generations, but she was all alone. Her children left her long ago and now she spends most of her days with her cats. Outside, the wind howled, shaking the old house and making the trees look like ghosts. The old woman didn't mind. She liked the sound. It reminded her of the good old days when she was young and carefree. Then, suddenly, a loud crash made her jump. Someone or something had broken through her window and was now standing in front of her, blocking the moonlight. The old woman screamed, but the creature just kept staring at her. Then it took a step closer. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness, and its sharp teeth glistened. The old woman could see that it was humanoid in shape, but it was covered in a thick layer of dirt and what looked like dried blood. She screamed again, backing away from the window. But then something strange happened. The creature took a step back. Then another. It backed away from her slowly until it was out of sight. The old woman didn't move. She just stared at the spot where the creature had been standing. She couldn't believe what she had just seen. Had it really been a monster? Or was she just losing her mind? As the minutes passed, she began to calm down. Then she did something crazy. She got up from her chair and walked over to the window. She looked out into the darkness, but there was nothing there. She sighed and went back to her chair. Maybe it was just her imagination. Maybe she had just been dreaming. But then she heard a knock on the door. She froze. Could it be him? Had the monster come back? She didn't want to find out. She screamed for help, but no one came. She was all alone in this old house with whatever was out there. Then the knocking stopped, and she heard footsteps. Footsteps in the direction of her window. The old woman huddled in the corner, her eyes wide with fear. She watched as the window slowly began to break, and the creature from before slithered inside. It hissed as it looked at her, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. The old woman screamed, but the creature just kept staring at her. Then it did something even more terrifying. It started to advance towards her, slowly, deliberately. The old woman tried to back away, but there was nowhere to go. She was trapped. And as the creature closed in on her, she knew that she was in real danger. It was too late. She couldn't escape. She closed her eyes and waited for the worst. But it never came. She opened her eyes and saw that the creature was gone. Then she heard a voice. A familiar voice. It was coming from the other room. The old woman's eyes widened in surprise as she realized who it was. She quickly got up and walked towards the voice, her heart pounding in her chest. As she turned the corner, she saw a young woman standing in the doorway. The woman turned around and smiled at her. It was her daughter. She had come to visit. But the old woman wasn't interested in pleasantries. She wanted answers. She wanted to know what had happened. Who was that creature? Why was it in her house? And what did it want? Her daughter looked at her, her eyes full of pity. She knew what her mother was thinking, but she couldn't tell her the truth. She wasn't ready yet. She wasn't sure if her mother would even believe her. So she lied. She told her mother that she had probably just seen a stray dog. Nothing more, nothing less. The old woman didn't believe her, but she didn't press her daughter for answers. She knew that she wouldn't get them. She was on her own. She had to find out the truth for herself. So when her daughter left, she did something crazy. She got in her car and drove into the night. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew that she had to find that creature. She had to know what it was. She drove for hours, the old house getting smaller and smaller in the rearview mirror. Finally, she stopped. She was in the middle of nowhere. But then she saw it. There in the distance, a dark figure standing on top of a hill. She gasped and slammed on the brakes. That was him. That was the creature. She got out of the car and started running towards the hill. She didn't know what she was gonna do, but she had to find out who he was. As she got closer, she could hear his voice. He was singing a song, a sad, haunting song, and as she reached the top of the hill, she finally saw him. He was an old man with glowing red eyes.